It's another beautiful day in Amarillo, Texas. It's actually not raining for once. What is going on? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm actually on my GoPro today, which is a little weird for me. I don't use the GoPro that often, but this is the camera I had in my truck, and I just saw that they finally released the numbers for the 2020 Shelby GT500 coming to you soon. So it's been a long awaited thing on how much power this is exactly going to make. Everyone's had their speculations on it's going to make more than the Demon, it's going to make more than the Hellcat, it's going to make more than the ZR1, it's going to make this, that. The thing is, when you get back to it, the Mustangs never produce the most horsepower out of any vehicle that's out, which is not a big deal because it's typically a lighter platform, it's got better aerodynamics, and especially this year, they will have the dual clutch transmission, which is going to make a huge difference in the way that the power is put down to the ground, the way that the car shifts. It's kind of like the new 2018 Mustang GTs. You can do so much with them because of that auto 10-speed. Now, it kind of does kill the whole cool factor of the Shelby GT500. It's always been a manual car, but manual cars, for one, have become more rare, and for two, autos are just now faster, and that's what people care about. The people want the most horsepower, the people want the horsepower to be put down the quickest, and they want the fastest quarter mile times. Yes, a lot of people still do track their cars, but think how much more in tune you can be with the car if it's an auto car. So especially with how advanced these auto transmissions are coming, the way that they can downshift, the way that they can feel the car if you're in track mode or whatever mode you're in, they can feel the car. It makes very harsh downshifts, almost as if you were downshifting the car manually. It's pretty cool what these auto cars can do. Now, nothing obviously can replace a manual car on a road course, but they are getting very good. So the Shelby GT500 is going to make 762 horsepower, which is a little shy of the Red Eye, obviously, and it's pretty shy of the Demon when the Demon is on full kill. The Demon does make 840 when it's on race gas. However, no one's just driving these things around on race gas. But where the Mustang really shines is going to be the lightweight. Now, me, for one, I could care less really about what the Shelby GT500 makes stock, or what the Hellcat makes stock, or what the Red Eye makes stock, or what the Demon makes stock, because I've had a Hellcat, and I sure as hell was not keeping it stock. So if you guys don't know, my 2016 Hellcat, it was a low 9-second car. It made a little over 900 of the wheels, and that's what I care about. I care about modding them and going to the drag strip. Now, I don't believe every Shelby GT500 owner is going to mod theirs or take it to the drag strip, but for those that do, I think that car has huge potential with that blower that's on there. It's a smaller V8 compared to, you know, the Hellcat, Red Eye, obviously, and the ZR1, but it's going to be a higher revving car, it's going to be lighter, it's going to be more aerodynamic. They're promising sub 11-second quarter miles. I don't know if that's with drag radials or with the tire it comes with, but what I think is cool is how much you're going to be able to do with these cars with just doing a pulley swap. You know, that's always the cool thing about having a car that already comes with a power adder, is all you got to do is a pulley swap, maybe change to some race gas or pump E85, and you can make huge gains. So if this car is already making 760 to the crank, you know, you're talking probably high, I'd say high 6s to the wheels to be conservative. I mean, man, you do a pulley swap, just an upper pulley swap and some different gas, I mean, you're making really good power. So imagine a lighter weight car making 850 to 900 to the wheels reliably, because that's what you got to remember, is when they build these cars with superchargers on them, the transmission's already a little more stout, the engine's going to be typically forged. I mean, when they make just like a base GT, they're not making forged internals because the car's not coming from the factory with a power adder. Now, when the car comes factory with a power adder, like the Hellcat, The motor is coming forwards. The transmissions are stronger than your typical transmission that you get in like a Scat Pack or an SRT. So, and it's the same thing with the Mustang. This is obviously a whole new transmission, so no one really knows the reliability of it, but they're definitely going to make it more robust because it's going to see 762 horsepower and over 660 foot-pounds of torque repeatedly. But I'm pretty impressed, honestly, with those horsepower numbers. A lot of people, such as my brother, you know, he thinks that the Shelby GT500, it came out too late. I agree. They definitely should have came out a year or two ago. But sometimes things like that, when you're trying to chase perfection with a car and really change the market, it does take time. Now, I'm not a huge, just because I have a Mustang now, a single turbo 2018 GT, doesn't make me this huge Mustang fanboy, but I can appreciate a good car when I see one, and I think the Shelby GT500 is going to surprise some people. It's like the ZR1 C7. People are just now starting to mod them because HP finally figured out how to unlock the computers about a month ago, and so now people are running these crazy times on essentially stock car with bolt-ons. It's just crazy what these cars can do with just some simple bolt-ons, and that's what will be cool to see the new GT500. Obviously, it makes a lot more power than the previous gen. I want to say the previous gen GT500 made about 100 horsepower less. Plus, it was a manual transmission. Now, I know everyone's been commenting about the manual versus auto transmission, especially with the GT500, because that's always been their thing. They've never offered it in an auto, and now that they're only offering it in auto, everyone kind of freaked out about it. But it's not a big deal, because for me, drag racing, that's what I do. I can't wait to see what that 7-speed dual clutch transmission can do. It should shift pretty crazy fast, and it'll definitely knock some quarter-mile times down. And that probably is really what's getting that 762 horsepower down the track in sub 11 seconds. So I think it's really cool. I cannot wait to see them come out. Hopefully they're not too overpriced. I believe rumors have kind of said they're going to start around 60K, which is not bad for the car that you get, but I'm really excited to see what that looks like. So they've obviously got some really cool colors out, some older colors that they've brought back to the Mustang, and you guys have probably seen plenty of videos on that. Will I personally be getting a Shelby GT500? I don't believe so. I'm pretty deep into my 2018 Mustang right now with the single turbo build, and you know, moving forward, I'm going to build the motor and build the transmission, and I'm pretty much going to go full tilt with that car, push it as far as a street car as I can while keeping it streetable and still in street car classes. However, a GT500 would not be a bad daily driver. I mean, it's like I've talked about before, if I were to get another daily, I would most likely get another Hellcat and not go as crazy as I did with mine. I kind of started to tip the scales of going a little crazy with it by changing the brakes and the seats and all that stuff. And I think the GT500 would be the same thing. It'd be just like a Hellcat, where you could do simple mods and keep all the luxurious items like the AC and the nice stereo system and the premium seats and the comfortability of a daily driver. You could keep all those things while making a lot more horsepower. So that's the good thing about newer cars, is they make so much more power that you don't have to compensate too much with removing a lot of streetable items, because they're making so much horsepower and so much more torque these days that you can get away with it. You can kind of make up for that weight difference by having more horsepower and torque. So I'll be really interested to see exactly how much the Mustang weighs. I don't think someone's released it. You guys can comment down below. I haven't done a ton of research on the new Shelby GT500. I kind of just been keeping up with it here and there, but when I saw the horsepower number released this morning, I had to make a video about it because I thought it was really cool, because everyone's just been speculating. I always knew it would be in the 700s. A lot of people said, because the guy from Ford made the comment about Venom kills Demon, everyone assumed, oh man, they're gonna make it more than the Demon. But you gotta remember, they don't have to compete with the Demon. You gotta remember, the Demon is on a different level. It's a quarter-mile drag strip car. It's meant to be taken to the track, throw the front skinnies on, put the race gas tune on, and drag race it. And that's what Mopar's thing is. Ford, yes, they're drag racers also, but they also like to make trackable cars. So they weren't going to go, you should have known they weren't going to go for the most horsepower. I kind of knew that they weren't going to go for the most horsepower. They're going for the car that can drag race and then the car that you can take road racing and still be very competitive in both. And if you want a true road race car, you're probably going to go for something like a GT350R, where it's lighter, it's definitely got the track style suspension, whereas the GT500, that's going to be more of your in-between car. You can daily drive it, you could take it to the drag strip and beat on it, you could take it road course racing. I think it's just going to be a really good all-around car. Is it better than a Demon? I don't think you can say that, because they're just two totally different cars. I'm not a Dodge fanboy, I'm not a Ford fanboy, I'm not a Chevy fanboy. I kind of just respect all cars, and I try and respect all builds as well. So I don't believe one is better than the other. I think they all have their different purposes, but what they are doing is everyone's trying to be the fastest one right now out, because these horsepower wars are back from the 60s and 70s. It's like all over again, but I wonder what the threshold is like when someone makes 1,000 horsepower. Is that the threshold? I mean, you know, now literally every factory production car that is trying to compete, the minimum is 750 horsepower now. It's insane. It's pretty insane. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm doing probably an illegal U-turn right now. If you guys want to see more content on the Shelby GT500, comment down below. I don't believe I'll be getting one, but who knows where the channel will go when they finally release those. But got a ton of 2018 Mustang GT content coming out. If you guys haven't seen any of that and you're new to the channel, go check it out. I've got a custom single turbo kit on a 2018 Mustang GT Auto 10-speed, and it gets down pretty good so far. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, comment down below your thoughts on the GT500, and I will see you guys on the next one.